What we're also going to be watching heading into the next couple of days is this now tropical depression moving into the eastern Gulf of Mexico. It's jumped the gun a little bit. It wasn't expected to be a tropical depression until tomorrow afternoon, but the Hurricane Center found that closed circulation, a little bit more organization heading into this evening. And it is heading into some of the warmest waters in the Atlantic. Water temperatures in this area are close to 90 degrees. So plenty of moisture and fuel, very little wind shear. So a promising development zone for this system. So where it enters the Gulf of Mexico is going to be a key factor in what happens to it later down the road. So if it gets a little bit closer to the Florida Keys here, it's going to have an easier time coming up and making landfall a little sooner. It's also going to get picked up by this trough right here in the upper atmosphere a little bit more. It's going to act like a magnet and just yank it on out of here. However, if this moves inland, into the Gulf of Mexico a little bit further over, it's going to miss out on the bulk of that dip in the jet stream. So it'd be moving a little bit slower and make landfall later. As it stands right now, we're expecting Tropical Storm Debby to form tomorrow evening instead of late tomorrow night like it was originally expected, with a landfall heading into Monday morning. So at this point, we are expecting it to cross the Florida Peninsula and go back into the Atlantic, where it could be forecast to re-intensify. Now, another little caveat to this is if it does go on the western envelope of those like I was talking about, it ends up moving a little slower, it kind of misses out on getting pulled out by this dip in the jet stream or that trough. And at the same time, this high pressure that's keeping us really hot, it's kind of nudging its way over. So you can see the opposing flow around these two high pressures. It's a weakness in the atmosphere and an avenue for this to travel, but that would slow it down because these two flows are opposing one another. So these are all things that the Hurricane Center is going to have to work out in their forecast, but here's where it stands. The 10 p.m. update forecasting landfall Monday morning now instead of Sunday night as a 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm, so a high-end tropical storm at that, with watches and warnings already issued for a good part of western Florida. You can see as this kind of bubbles out right here in the forecast cone, that signifies uncertainty in the forecast. But what is pretty certain is a lot of rainfall going into the Florida Peninsula, multiple inches of rain kind of going off the scale here. For us, though, we are staying very dry and very hot with just a stray shower over the next couple of days, including tomorrow.